At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Deck it quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as yeah. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's from pushing hot keys. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater. Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profit. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them gain, make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packets. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing, dog? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits.
That TTG money gang,
making profits.
We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? What's going on? Good afternoon. Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Hope everyone's doing well. My name is Michael Edward Parinati, and I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. In case you guys didn't know, we were a Benzinga FinTech Awards finalists for Best Data Analysis Tool back in 2023, and we are currently the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university-level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools and live workshops with individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, swing trade, also cover long-term investing, literally something for everybody here at True Trading Group. But we take that university level of curriculum and we combine it with 8 professional full-time trading moderators. It's not just myself. There are 8 other professional trading mods that are with you each and every single day, sharing their screens, answering questions, giving you their trade alerts, and providing market analysis and commentary throughout the day. We're not just gone after an hour or two when you're left to fend for yourself. With you guys for the whole day. You also get access to our members, the most educated, helpful, supportive, and successful community of traders you'll ever find, not to mention the real-time trade alerts from the moderators and myself that collectively as a group have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate on all of our executions of just around 80%, now going on roughly the last 4 years. So if you're wondering why I should listen to anything that we discuss on this channel, it's because I didn't figure this out on my own. I began my career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, my very first job right out of college, where they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of their money. And then 2008 happened. And that was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash, but it was also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now, you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG, and along with my team of 8 professional trading mods and over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world reach their goals. So we actually have members in 115 different countries now. So truly a global community here at True Trading Group. So if you guys are ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you guys have all come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday. We go live on the channel with myself, other teaching mods, and special guests drop golden nuggets, give you free lessons, education, trade ideas, and commentary to help you guys all become better traders. So welcome to the TTG Live. Hope everybody's doing fantastic as this pullback in the markets continue. Okay, pullbacks in the markets continue. I know, Michael Aramis, I feel you, brother. I feel you so much. The pullback in the markets continues. And, I got to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised that the markets kind of took out that support level today. I thought we were just going to kind of wait and see what happens with Iran and Israel, as Israel still has not retaliated from the attack over the weekend. And I thought, we came into the markets today. You had this gap up in the markets, and it felt like the market was a little happy that nothing happened last night or in the evening into this morning, that nothing happened over there in the Middle East. And that kind of alleviated some concerns and alleviated some worries and some anxiety. And we started the day green. But as the day went on, the market started to slowly bleed out and started to then work its way back to the downside. And some more Fed comments and some more Fed speak has got the markets a little rattled when it comes to what to expect with interest rates. And the fact that the Fed is now kind of saying, and Jerome Powell is saying, that the chances of those 3 rate cuts, which was the dot plot at the last Fed meeting, the dot plot from the last Fed meeting said that they still expect 3 rate cuts. As we roll things forward and you get deeper and deeper into the year and inflation is not yet coming down the way that the Fed wants it to, the most recent commentary from members of the Fed insinuates that their dot plot has changed. That if you were to look at what the dot plot would look like today versus what it looked like at the last Fed meeting, it's changed. Okay. And the market is beginning to readjust for that probability. You've had a drastic drop in the probability in Fed funds futures markets on what the market expects as far as rate cuts. Prior to your last CPI number and PPI number, there was a deadlock that we were getting a rate cut in June. There was a possibility of a rate cut in May, but it was locked in for June, and it was also guaranteed for July. Not guaranteed, but I mean, it was well over a 50% probability. You were at a 68% likelihood of a cut in June and a 76% probability of a cut in July. And that has all completely changed. You have now had the probability of a rate cut in June go down to 13%, the probability of a cut in July go down to 40-something%, and now the first rate cut is priced in for September. That doesn't leave you enough time to get 3 rate cuts. So this would insinuate that the market is saying the dot plot is moving, and we're not going to get 3 rate cuts. We might get 2, probably maybe only 1. And the market has been readjusting to that much higher for longer interest rate scenario than what we previously were looking at just 3 weeks ago. And that has given you your first real pullback of the whole year. And it's healthy. It's healthy and it's completely normal that you're getting this pullback. And this pullback can take you all the way back to 480 and still be extremely healthy. And I actually hope that we do get this pullback back to 480 because it's going to give us a phenomenal swing trading opportunity. If we fast forward 2-3 weeks from now and the SPY is down around 480, that's going to be an absolute no-brainer, green light, long setup for me for a swing trade. And I would look for the markets to bounce off of the low 480s, 480, 482, 83. I look for that to be a big level of support and then look for a technical bounce off of that as that was your previous all-time highs. Now, your previous all-time highs you had sitting here December and January, we sat there and consolidated off the all-time high test from the 2021 market rally. So that 2021 market rally high, you kind of sat here, found resistance December, January, and then broke through it. And once you broke through it, the rally continued. And you never really pulled back in to retest that level. So a pullback right now is very healthy. It's still a single-digit pullback. It's not even a correction. You need a much deeper pullback in order to get a correction. You really have to get to here in order for the markets to get into correction territory, which is a 10% pullback. What I want you all to understand is that 10% pullbacks in the market in any calendar year are actually extremely common. They're nothing to be scared about. They're nothing to be nervous about. They're nothing to be worried about. 10% pullbacks in the market are very, very, very common. I think there's actually was a data point, I think that the average pullback is like around 14% within a calendar year. So it's like a 10% correction is normal and it's very healthy. And I think the markets have gone up for 5 months in a row, November, December, January, February, March. And they weren't just up a little bit. You had very big green months, 5 months in a row. I'm not talking like, oh, the market's up 1% this month. It's up 0.7% this month. It's green. No, you're talking that we went up around 26% in 5 months. That's insane. The normal rate of return on the S&P year over year is between 9 and 11%. We went up 26% in 5 months. That's not normal. That's an outsized move. A 10% pullback off that high would be completely normal. I came on this YouTube channel, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I told you guys to get ready for volatility, that the market got very complacent up there at all-time highs. There was a period of about a week and a half where the markets barely moved and just sat there near those all-time highs. Now, I didn't know that this whole situation was going to happen in the Middle East, but the market was just waiting for a reason, okay? The market was just waiting for a reason to pull back. And it felt like all your market participants were saying, man, we probably should be taking some profit, but I don't necessarily have a reason to yet. And then all of a sudden you got a reason. And the reason was your inflation numbers. It was the Fed and Jerome Powell. It's Israel and Iran. There's all of a sudden now you're getting these reasons for people to start taking profit. You had a couple of earnings disappointments in JP Morgan, Lululemon, Nike, Ulta, very, very, very consumer related earnings, and they were disappointing. And those stocks have really gotten pummeled on the back of those disappointing earnings guidance. Then this is just what has happened over the last couple of weeks. So all of these things kind of come together, come to a head to create, okay, let's take some profit and this very healthy, methodical pullback in the markets. This has not been a panic sell-off. It's been a very methodical, mechanical, I'd rather say technical pullback. And you're coming up to some pretty decent support levels. And I want to go over these support levels with you because these are going to be the areas where you would look for there to be potential bounces during this pullback. Can this pullback continue lower from here? Absolutely. We haven't even gotten into the heart of earnings yet. Now, why this pullback could end up being something deeper is if the following scenarios take place. And the reason why I have these conversations with you guys is because I really want you to understand how markets actually work, because you have, people that don't know any better or are just completely clueless. They think that, being good at the market means that you predict the future. I can't predict the future. I'm sorry if that's what you're looking for. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you, that by May 14th, the SPY is going to be $483.68. I'm not psychic. What I will tell you is there are specific possibilities of outcome that are right in front of our face, that are right around the corner, that depending on how they play out, the markets are going to react. I have no idea what's going to happen in the Middle East with Israel and Iran. Is that situation going to escalate to a full-blown war in the region? Or is it going to dissipate and things are just going to fall by the wayside and we're going to stop worrying about it and oil prices are going to come back down? I don't have that answer. I don't know what Israel's going to do. And then if Israel does something, I don't know what Iran's going to do in response to that. I have no idea how that's going to play out. What I do know is if that situation does escalate to something much bigger than it is right now, then global oil supply is in jeopardy. And if global oil supply is in jeopardy going into warmer months when demand for oil increases, that's how you get another oil spike that can take you over $100 a barrel. I do not believe the economy can handle another triple-digit barrel oil price. We saw it in 2022, and the markets were able to push through it. I do not believe that the economy would be able to handle that again. I actually think oil spiking above 100 on the Middle Eastern conflict could be the final straw to break the consumer's back. I don't think the consumer is going to be able to look at $6 a gallon gas, and not to mention the upward inflationary pressures that puts on everything else. If oil prices are $110, $115 a barrel, that makes every single other thing expensive. Transportation costs are expensive. So that means shipping is expensive. So that means the companies that are shipping products around the world, they need to increase their prices in order to handle the extra fee that it costs for them to ship those containers. Everything gets more expensive. When you're railroad, no problem. Railroad, well, guess what? More energy costs are higher. So again, shipping costs are higher. That means products are higher. And that price increase gets pushed right all the way down that pipeline to you, the consumer. And that's going to then put upward pressure on CPI, which means the Fed cannot cut rates if CPI is continuing to move to the upside. And then you'll get the possibility of the discussions of, well, does the Fed need to actually raise rates again? I don't think that that's going to happen. But if you start to have a market that prices in the possibility of a rate hike, the markets are way too high. The markets are way too high for a rate hike. The markets will probably have to pull in another 5 to 7% to even, if the markets are even thinking about a rate hike coming down the road. Now, I don't think there's going to be a rate hike, but if oil were to spike over $100 a barrel and inflation was going to start to accelerate as we go into the summer months, then it becomes possible. And right now there is a 1.4% probability of a rate hike at the May and June meeting. Now it's not zero. It was 0 2 weeks ago, but now it's not 0. But if oil was to run to 100, I guarantee you that probability starts to climb up into the 20s. And if the probability of a rate hike climbs into the 20s, this market goes lower and yields go higher. That's my opinion. So I'm going to be watching very closely the actual probability in the Fed funds futures market of whether or not the market is believing that the chances of a rate hike are real, Or, I mean, 1.4% is nothing. That's basically zero. Even 5%, 10%, that's nothing. But if you start to climb up to like 15, 18, 20, 25% probability of a hike, then that means the market is beginning to price in the risk of an additional hike. And if that happens, then you get a much deeper pullback than what we have now. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that that's the case. But you can see why I don't have the answer for you on where does this pullback end. The markets are pulling back right now because there's a lot of uncertainty between what's happening with rates and the Middle East. Once you get clarity on how these things play out, the markets will react, and I'll be able to tell you what we think the markets are going to do, and if there's the chance of a recession next year, or is the soft landing completely confirmed. Because if the situation in the Middle East dies out and oil drops back into the 70s, that alleviates some of that upward inflationary pressure. And then I think as you get into the summer, inflation begins to work its way back down as the economy continues to cool. And then the Fed can start cutting rates maybe July or September. And then the market feels that we're good. And you get that nice little, you get rate cuts towards the end of the year, and you maybe get 2 rate cuts this year. And then the rate cuts continue into next year. And the Fed pulls off a soft landing if the Middle East situation cools off and oil drops back into the 70s. And I don't think it's going to go lower than the 70s because the U.S. has to refill the SPR. We depleted the strategic petroleum reserve, and it needs to be refilled. It has not been refilled. Prices have been very high, and the U.S. has refused to refill at these prices. But once you pull into the 70s, I believe the U.S. becomes a major buyer of oil to refill the SPR, and that keeps oil in the 70s. So I don't think you're going to see oil dip into the 60s. I think there's going to be too much buying pressure from the U.S. To refill the SPR in order for that to happen. So those are kind of my thoughts there, right? If that is the case, oil drops, inflation cools, Middle East situation dissipates, then you probably are looking at a soft landing. But like when people are talking about the economy and they're talking about, inflation, or if they're talking about recession, like I am watching oil. That is the barometer that I'm going to use. I just don't think that we can handle another oil price shock. So we keep our fingers crossed, obviously, from a humanitarian standpoint, that tensions de-escalate in the Middle East, not escalate to something bigger, an all-out war in the region. Nobody wants that from a humanitarian standpoint, but we also don't want that from an economic standpoint either. I think that would be too detrimental to inflation. And then I would say that the risk of a recession in 25, if something like that were to happen, the risk of a recession in 25 would actually, for me, would be greater than 50% if we saw oil spiking over 100 this year. So that is kind of my thoughts on the much bigger picture. So you guys understand kind of where I'm at with everything. But as we stand here right now, we have earnings coming up, and you're starting to get some of the smaller companies have come out with earnings. You have the banks obviously give you earnings, and a couple of smaller companies come out with earnings. Next week is all the big mega cap tech, Alphabet, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta. Let me tell you something. There's a lot riding on those earnings, because let me show you some of the earnings that have come out so far. JP Morgan. Look at the stocks. Look at what these charts look like. JP Morgan. Lululemon. Nike. Ulta. Look at these charts. These are stocks that are really getting hit. They're really getting hit. And they all had one thing in common. They gave weak guidance. Let me tell you what I think if Alphabet, Microsoft, Amazon, If these companies give light guidance and they get cut down by 10%, this market's got to pull back in further. So this pullback could be saved and could end up being very shallow if Israel decides to not do anything and mega cap tech next week outperforms. But if Israel does do something and things escalate and you get weaker than expected guidance, I'm targeting a pullback in the 480s. Okay. I'm targeting a pullback to there if that happens. The support levels that we're sitting on right now, okay, is this 497.50 gap fill. You got into that area today. Okay, so here's this gap fill. Now, what is the significance of this gap fill? This big gap up, you want to know what that's from? NVIDIA's earnings. So you guys remember the last time NVIDIA reported earnings, you had that huge gap up, obviously in NVIDIA, but you had this huge gap up in the overall market. And NVIDIA's earnings took all of AI and all of big tech to new highs, and that took, therefore, the market to new highs. You are pulling back in now to erase that NVIDIA gap up so that the whole market moving higher on the back of the excitement of AI and NVIDIA earnings is now being washed away. That resets the market back to where it was prior to NVIDIA's earnings. It's ironic that we are right back to where we were prior to that big earnings report, and we're sitting here again for earnings. Right? So now we're looking at another earnings season to either save the market from this pullback or extend it to the downside. Now, the levels that I have on watch, 497.50 is a big one. After 497.50, you have a very minor level at 494, but for me, a much bigger level down around 492. I like the 492 level. Okay, that's going to be previous resistance that you guys see here. And then you'll see support, support, support. I like that level. And then you have the 480s, the low 480s, which is just a monster level. I'm telling you now, if we fast forward a month from now and the SPY is here, I'm telling you right now, I will 100% be going long right there. And I will look for a technical trade off of that level, as that is your previous all-time highs. Okay, so these are the levels that we're focusing on here in the overall markets and how we're going to trade them accordingly. I am being a little patient. I'm not really swing trading any large cap stocks just because I wasn't sure what was going to go on between Israel and Iran. I've been really all day trade these last couple of days as the market volatility has really picked up. I've traded some small caps the last couple of days too that are not as correlated, obviously, to the overall market until I get a little bit more clarity on what's happening in the Middle East and what's going to happen with earnings coming up. So this is kind of the stuff that I've been looking at, and I think traders would be making a huge mistake if they try to trade through this environment on their own. And what's funny to me is as I sit here and I see the markets begin to pull back, a month ago, I was getting questions like, Mike, should I buy NVIDIA? Should I buy AMD? Should I buy Microsoft? Right? Should I buy Meta? A month ago. Now I get questions like, Mike, do you think AMD is going to pull back more? Should I wait? Mike, do you think NVIDIA is going to pull back more? Should I wait? Do you think the market is about to crash? Should I wait? It's the exact same people that are asking me the question too. So explain to me why and how 1 month ago, when the market's at all-time highs, trading at 524, you're asking me if you should I buy these stocks? Did I miss the move? Should I buy them? And now you get, what is this? This is what, a 5%? What is this, a 5% pullback? What is this? Let me see, 524. Where are we now? 501. It's a 5% pullback. It's like a 4.5 to 5% pullback. And all of a sudden, it's like everyone starts to get nervous. you can't get nervous every time the market starts to go down, guys. A 4 to 5% pullback in the market is nothing. It's totally normal. It's healthy. It's normal price action. You know, I mean, I'm not ready to sit here and say, hey, this is the start of something severe. I told you that the things that would have to happen for me to believe that this was going to turn into a severe pullback. I think you would need, like I said, the Middle East to get crazy, oil to spike above 100, and then you know, inflation starts to push higher. People start thinking the Fed might hike rates. Maybe they do hike again. That pushes the economy into a recession next year, and the market sell off after the election. You know, yeah, could that happen? You bet your ass that could happen. And if those prerequisites that I just mentioned to you actually come to fruition, I'm going to position myself for that. But if that's not the case, then you got to take advantage of this pullback, and you got to be buying something. Like all these people that are like, oh, I missed the rally. I didn't buy in 2022. I didn't buy in 2023 because everybody told me the world was going to end, and they weren't listening to True Trading Group. When True Trading Group was saying, hey, we are buying the long-term portfolio. We are buying the long-term portfolio. 2022, we were big buyers. 2023, we were buyers. We continued to add in the long-term portfolio when the markets went down, and we are very, very happy that we did, because our portfolios are up triple digits over the last couple of years. So big shout out to all my THD crew that have been following along with the long-term portfolio stuff. We've been absolutely crushing it. But if you've missed out on that run and on that market rally and on that opportunity, then you, of all people, you should be getting ready to buy something at a moment's notice when stocks start to go down. AMD is down 30% from its all-time high, right? AMD is down 30% from its all-time high. This stock went to $225. It is now at $154. So if you were asking me when the stock was at 190, 200, if you should buy AMD in your long-term portfolio, and now you're staring at it at 154, and now you're asking me, Mike, do you think AMD can get to 100? How could you wait for 100 if you were just about to buy it at 200? You know the saying, if you liked it at 200, you better like it at 100. You should be happy that these stocks are pulling back, not scared, because literally a month ago, you were kicking yourself in the ass for not owning them. I'll tell you right now, if I see AMD at $133 a share, I'm going to buy some more. Now, I own AMD. I've owned it for years. Okay, I bought AMD back in 2018, the very first time I added but it was a small position. To be fair, it was small. I bought a big chunk in 2020. Okay, I bought a big chunk in 2020 when it was like $40. Okay, then we absolutely crushed it in 2021. I then added more in 2022. There and there, I added big chunks in AMD here. In 2023, I added to it again, but it was through my SEP IRA. This was individual stock buys, like in a separate account. And then my SEP IRA, which I always load in, we bought more of AMD also in 2023. And now here's the stock up here. And I'm saying to myself, okay, look where we're at. If we get back to here, I have no problem buying more. I'll buy more. I will. No problem. I'm going to be a shareholder of this stock for a long time. I hope it goes down 50%. I hope it goes back to 120. I do, because I think AMD, fast forward 5-7 years from now, it's a $500-$600 stock, and then it probably does a reverse split. I like the company for the long term. Therefore, I'm going to buy it when it goes down. If you like a company for the long term, you should be excited when it goes down, not nervous when it goes down. So I'm putting that out there to make people realize the emotions of investing, which is why retail investors make the wrong decision 9 times out of 10, is because they're willing to buy the stock here because they think they're going to miss it, but they're not willing to buy it here because they think the market's going to crash. And then what happens is the stock goes back to here and they go, oh man, and they buy it. And then the stock does this and goes back down to here and they go, oh no, the market's crashing, and they sell it. And they do the exact opposite. And they do this over and over and over and over and over again. And that's how you just continue to lose your money and never be able to build wealth in the markets. Instead, you need to take advantage when stocks go down, when stocks go down, when stocks go down. If you like if you like the company and the stock goes down, you take advantage of it. So a 30% decline on AMD, I'm going to start thinking about adding to my position because I'm going to own this for a very long time. I know, full disclosure, I already own it. I own a lot of it. I own it from way cheaper prices. But you want to go on sale by 40%? I'll take a 40% off sale any day. Speaking about a big sale, how many people do we have on this live stream right now that are not members of True Trading Group? I'm just curious. If you are not a member of True Trading Group, do me a favor and type the letters TTG inside chat right now. Just let me see who we have here. Just go ahead and type TTG. I just want to see how many people here are not members. If anybody's not a member here, go ahead and type TTG. Yo, Wyatt, what's up, man? All right, we got Storms and Holloway. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, for those of you that are not members, I want to show you guys something. For those of you that are not members, GB News, what's up? For those of you that are not members, I want to show you something. Michael, Mansoor, I want to show you guys something. So for those of you that are not members, pay attention to what I'm about to do. Yo, Leonard Brown, what's up? Falciani, my pleasure. Sunshine, how are you? Adrian's going to get their check next month, and I'm going to join TTG. Adrian, we're looking forward to it. We are excited to have you part of the group. Well, here we go. Everyone that's typing TTG, watch this real quick. I want to show you something, and then I'm going to tell you something. Members of True Trading Group, if you guys are making money because of TTG, type the number 1. Just very simple. Are you making money? Type the number 1 if the answer is yes. For those of you that are not members, just pay attention to how many people you see type the number 1. See all these people? If you were to ask me, why should you join True Trading Group? That's my answer. That's my answer right there. These people are my answer. These are your friends, your family members, your coworkers. Okay? It's your coworkers, family members, your friends. If they can do it, then so can you. They're not luckier than you. If they can do it, so can you. So here's what I'm going to do. For those of you that are not members, I've got a coupon code that I'm going to give you. Falciani says, I wish I joined sooner. They work so hard to help us out. It's true. So here's what I'm going to do. Everyone that's not a member, do yourself a favor, just real quick, take you 2 seconds. Pull up ttgoffer.com. That's ttgoffer.com. Just pull it up. What you'll see on that page is everything that's included with an annual membership plus the price, which is $1,212. However, I'm going to give you a coupon code. That coupon code is going to take 50% off and bring the price down to just $597 for the whole year. Okay? The coupon code is TTG121. Okay? Atlane goes, TTG is helping me make the stock market my sugar mama. I love it. I love it. So go to ttgoffer.com and use the coupon code TTG121. Click apply code. The price will drop down to $597. Check out and you're good to go. The $597 is going to get you all of our courses, a simplified version of the training I received when I worked at the fund in New York. There's beginner courses and advanced courses, options, swing trading, chart psychology, crypto, you name it, we've got it. You get access to all of it. You get our chat room where the mods and I share our screen. We're live on the mic, calling out trades, answering questions, and providing analysis. You get the mobile app so you can follow along and receive real-time push notifications when our mods enter and exit positions, even if you're not in front of your computer. 82% of our 10,000 members have a full-time job. They work over 40 hours a week. If they are able to make money with True Trading Group, they do it through the mobile app, then you can do it too. You will also be getting access to the video library that has 1,000 hours of workshops covering different topics, which you can start attending live when you become a full-time member. And then you get the watch list every day from the mods where we tell you exactly the stocks we're focused on with entry and exit prices. All you need to do is go to ttgoffer.com and then use the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price drops down to the $597. And then you just check out and you're good to go. And for those of you that are still skeptical, I don't blame you for the skepticism, but I will erase it by offering you a double your money back guarantee if you can't make the $597 back. I'm dead serious. So what we'll do is if you join True Trading Group, and the double your money back guarantee, it's right there on the checkout page. So just go read it. It's real. It's right there in black and white. Just read it. This is how it works. You join today, you pay $597. I ask you to go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group. If you do those things, you have the whole year, take your time. If you do those things and you are unable to make enough winning trades to equal the $597 price point at least one time, you can't make back that $597 at least one time during your membership, we'll give you back $1,194, double what you're paying to join the community. That's the guarantee that I can make to everyone on this live right now. Now, I can do that because our refund rate is less than 2.5% and our retention rate is 78%. We're nearly 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 2,500 reviews as well. This is why I have no problem offering you guys double your money back. I don't think you need it, but it's there for peace of mind and to hold us accountable. Okay. The Dream Up Stuff says, what the F? That's expensive as F. That's actually cheap as shit. It's not expensive as F. It's cheap as shit. Do the math what $597 comes out to for a year. Members of True Trading Group, what do you think a membership to TTG is worth? Dream of Stuff, pay attention. Members, what do you think a membership to True Trading Group is worth? What do you think it's worth? Greenman says it's priceless. Jim says it's worth $2,000. Falciani says it's worth $6,000. Todd says I paid $13.50. It's priceless. It's priceless for MO Cowboy. It's priceless for trades for free. 10 times that. So $6,000 says Atlin. Priceless for JE. Julie says priceless. So listen, I'll tell you this right now. Dream of Stuff. If you think $597 is expensive as F, you should probably sign off the live stream because that means you're not serious about this. That means you're not serious about this. And honestly, I only want people inside True Trading Group that are serious about doing this. We have 10,000 members in 115 different countries, led by 8 professional full-time traders each and every single day. If you're not serious about this, go hang out in a Discord room and pay $4 a month. Be my guest. Go hang out in a Discord room and pay $5 a month or $10 a month. That's not True Trading Group. If you guys want access to, one of the best trading platforms and communities that exist today with a 78% retention rate, 10,000 members, and a less than a 2.5% refund rate that is so confident in their platform and their community that they're willing to give their members that do not make back their membership fee at least once, we're willing to give them back double the money that they paid for it. If that's not the community that you want to be a part of, then all the power to you. I wish you guys the best of luck. I really do. I hope everybody is successful. I hope you guys all succeed. I don't wish harm or bad on anybody. But then that just means that True Trading Group is not for you. And that's okay. True Trading Group is not for everybody. But if you guys are serious about actually doing this for real, and you're tired of the gimmicks and all the nonsense on social media and the penny stock pump and dumps, and then stock goes down 90%, you're left holding the bag. If you're sick of all that garbage, if you're sick of buying stocks like Wish and CEI and AMC and GameStop and Mullen and NIO and Fisker and Nikola and Rivian and Lucid, and you literally own all of the garbage that is in the market, which is where all the people that didn't know any better, that's where they are. And you are not in stocks like Meta and Microsoft and Nvidia and, DraftKings and Palo Alto and CrowdStrike and Kava and all these other stocks that members of True Trading Group are in, then you got to be wondering, why are you still doing the same thing that has led you down this path of failure when the market is just recently hit all-time highs? Why is your account not at all-time highs? Because it should be. It should be. So go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121 if you guys are serious about this. It'll drop the price down to $597 for the whole year. Check out, you're good to go. You guys have the W money back guarantee. Any questions, text us 1-888-306-8783. Again, any questions, 1-888-306-8783. Phone number's at the bottom of your screen. Members, the Skynet room is open for the AI Accelerator course. So Adam is starting the AI Accelerator. Everyone that's part of the AI program, Intro Trading Group, your session starts now. You can head into the Skynet room, all of my AI members. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Hope you guys have a great day. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and turn on your notifications if you have